We're going live
Tibetan
now.
prayer.
Yeah, we're going live now, honey. Hey, here we are.
Hey, everybody.
This is Kim,
Amy.
and we're going to read to you from the Urantia book. But first, we got "Light the Flame" by Andrew Harvey, and it's December 16th, and this is a Tibetan prayer.
All the harm with which the world is rife, all fear and suffering that exist, clings to the I that caused it. May wisdom exorcise this great demon. Tibetan prayer. That's beautiful.
Exercise, like as in EXOR, like you're going to exercise not exercise like walk on
work it out.
No. So that has to do with the ego, the attachment to our ego identity, and so we have to exercise that. Although, there's a debate now that I'm interested in religious philosophy about whether the ego is something necessary to for a personality or a mind, and I think it is. Although it is important that we have to keep it in check.
Yes.
Otherwise, it gets right.
Balance.
So it's like a tool that we use, or to discern between what's good and what's not good for us, and that's important. But I think that it gets out of control in a lot of cases, and we end up serving this tool instead of the tool serving us. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But I think we it's something valuable that we have an identity. This idea of without ego, we'd kind of like all be merged together like drops in the ocean, and we wouldn't have any separate identity of that I am something separate from the whole. I don't like that idea. You know what I mean? What are you thinking of this? Is this something that you have a thought about?
I struggle with ego. I see ego and identity as separate.
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I see identity. I don't know. I think the ego can actually serve to bring a person down more than it. I don't know. To me, it goes with humbleness.
Humility. Yeah.
Humbleness, humility. Just having a sense of. I don't know.
Like propriety.
It's so different for everyone. And we're in such a culture that we're so self-serving and care and think about ourselves and not having sympathy, empathy, or understanding for other people. So I struggle with the ego.
Mm-hmm.
Ego is not my friend. So
Okay.
I'm at a little bit different place than where you're at. I gotta work on that more.
Okay.
I've met too many egotistical people, and when I think of ego, I think of narcissism. So it's a process for me.
Right.
Not that everybody that is, because there's a difference between being confident and being out of control. And when I think of ego, I think of out of control and not in charge and in control and confident.
See, when I first learned about ego in college, it was in psychology. I learned about Freudian psychology, about the id, the ego, and the superego, and Freud. the Freud, yeah.
Yep.
see, I got the science perspective on everything. So the ego is what keeps you in balance, and is this moderator in the waking daily life between your intense desires. That's your id. So I think what most people today think of as ego is classically defined as the id, which is this me, what about me, that, like that.
Perfectly put.
Right.
Very negative.
Yeah. And then there's also the super ego, which is also an aspect of that, which is like, I'm too good for everything. I'm above this, and I'm like, I need to be the martyr or the you know what I mean, yeah, I know what you need to know, and I'm better than, you know what I mean?
I know too many people
That's
like that.
and that's also though a
Okay.
reflection of it though on this other level.
Uh-huh.
So in a way they kind of oppose each other. It's like the super ego is your mature self that and tells you, it's the one that spanks your id when your id is naughty, right?
Mhm.
So your ego in between there, okay, kind of balances out when your id is like your little child that's in yourself, right? So sometimes you just have to hug that little child and say, it's okay you feel this way. No, I'm not going to give you what you want, but I understand how you feel. So and your super ego, you can't let your super ego abuse your id or anybody else's, right? So to me, this ego is this cushion area and helps us navigate this. So, and it's also like a container for our personality that separates what's this I can see is what's good for me. What is my motivation in this situation? I can see that because I can see it's just like this thing that separates my psyche from your psyche, so that I can see this is what's good for me, but this is what's good for you.
Mhm.
So then, well, if the greater good between the two of us, because I actually care about you, you know what I mean? I can sacrifice something. If I can afford that, or I can say, no, I really can't. I really do need what I need, and I have
Yep.
to take care of me. And then I can say that too. So it's your ego, in my perception, my definition of it, that balances that out. Anyway, this is a lot. We got way see,
Right.
and I always got to check myself, and I get way into these topics, and I got to say, okay, I'm going to pull back now because we got to read the Urantia book, right? Okay, so but that's very interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, what the common
fun.
perception of is of the word egos. In the end,
I
it's
think
just
it
a
started
word
out
symbol.
positive, but I think now it's got more of a negative connotation.
Well, that's
with
why
it.
Freud was in the 30s.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? So that's
And everything was related
classically.
to sex.
Yeah, well, that's
In
what he
his
thought.
theory,
He was
yeah.
he was a horny old goat. What do you want? Scientist guy.
Lonely.
I'm
I'm sorry,
don't
I
know.
shouldn't say that.
Well,
That's not.
I didn't know him personally.
Me
I'm
neither.
sure I'm sure brilliant guy, made a major contribution to psychology, and we appreciate that. Okay, so we're on paper 29. We're continuing our readings on the universe power directors. And now we're going to talk about section number 3, the domain of the power centers. Okay. Do you feel like going, Amy, or do you want me to go?
I can go.
Okay.
1. The Supreme.
That's just the
I don't
paragraph
have to.
number.
Okay.
Yeah, just you do it.
1.
Okay.
The supreme power centers distributed throughout the super universe's number, with their associates and subordinates, upward of 10 billion.
Wow.
And they are all in perfect synchrony and complete liaison with their paradise progenitors.
Sorry. I have to turn this down. I got a new phone, and I'm learning how to manage it. Okay, go ahead.
The 7 supreme power directors, the power control of the grand universe, is thus entrusted to keeping and direction of the 7 master spirits, the creators of the 7 supreme power directors. Oh my God. Okay, it's like a Monday and a Thursday.
Yeah.
The supreme power directors and all their associates, assistants, and subordinates are forever exempt from apprehension or interference by all the tribunals of all space. Neither are they subject to the administrative direction, either the super universe government and the ancients of days, or the local universe administration of the center's creator sons. Sorry, you guys, I've had coffee, so my brain is going faster than my mouth can read the words.
That's okay. Well, I think they have some kind of immunity from something, because they're what I'm seeing in this, and of course, I'm fallible, but I just pick up kind of like a vibe or an overall, is that these guys are way objective. They're science objective guys. They're like the Supreme Court is supposed to be, but isn't, right? You know what I mean? So they're supposed to be so objective that they carry immunity um, from certain kinds of accountability because they have to just do it like it is and say it like it is. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go
This
ahead.
gives more
Okay,
understanding.
go ahead.
These power centers and directors are brought into being by the children of the infinite spirit. They are not germane to the administration of the sons of gods, though they affiliate with creator sons during the later epochs of universe material organization, but the power centers are in some way closely associated with the cosmic over control of the supreme beings.
being.
I know some people say epochs, but it's pronounced epochs, isn't it?
Epics is
Yeah.
usually how I say it. And of course, the supreme being, that's another whole topic. This gets way
Intense.
I'll tell you sometime about the supreme being if you want to know.
We started.
We started talking about this. So there's a lot. Okay. Well, you want to okay.
Power centers and physical controllers undergo no training. They are all created in perfection and are inherently perfect in action. Wow, I wish I was. Never do they pass from one function to another. They always do they serve as originally assigned.
Mhm.
There is no evolution in their ranks. Oh. And this is true of all 7 divisions of both orders.
Okay. So they always do the same job forever and ever. But
Wow.
that's kind of what they're made to do.
And they're okay with that.
Well, they're okay with that. See, so they're kind of that really objective kind of, right?
Inherently perfect in action.
Right. So they're monitoring like the freezing point of some chemical methyloxane something, whatever. So or the speed of a what kind of a thing, or the friction constant of this kind of thing. That's what I see it as.
This is cool. I read ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Having no ascendant past or revert to memory, in memory, power centers and physical controllers never play. They are thoroughly businesslike in all their actions.
Mm-hmm.
They are always on duty. There is no provision in the universal scheme for the interruption of the physical lines of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Never for a fraction of a second can these beings relinquish their direct supervision of the energy circuits of time and space.
Right.
Wow.
So forever, they don't get a break. I want to bring them a cup of coffee and just tell them, thank you for
take a nap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And just, okay. But yeah. So it's very good. Okay, I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The directors, centers, and controllers of power have nothing to do with anything in all creation except power, material, or semi-physical energy. They do not originate it, but they do modify, manipulate, and directionize it. Neither do they have anything whatever to do with physical gravity, except to resist its drawing power. Right. They resist the drawing power. Because, they can create like anti-gravity and things like that. Okay. Their relation to gravity is wholly negative. So they resist, they don't get pulled in by gravity. Okay. The power centers utilize vast mechanisms and coordinations of a material order in liaison with the living mechanisms of the various segregated energy concentrations. Each individual power center is constituted in exactly 1 million units of functional control. Okay. And I don't know why. Yeah. And these energy modifying units are not stationary, as are the vital organs of man's physical body. These vital organs of power regulation are mobile and truly kaleidoscopic in associative possibilities.
Wow.
So what are they talking about? They have vast mechanisms and coordinations of a material order in liaison with the living mechanisms. Okay, so they have like little gadgets or little pouches of like individual power. The power center has little pockets of like little pouches of like units of functional control. So, and each power center has 1,000,000 of those that they move around and do stuff with.
And when I think of kaleidoscopic and association and associative
Yeah,
possibilities, I think of like mirroring. Because when you look at a kaleidoscope, it's one little area, but there's all these mirrors that reflect this beautiful whole
yeah,
of a design.
yeah. So we can bring, yeah, and it's like the quarks and the leptons, you know, and then the how we bring together like different elements to create different kinds of molecules, stuff like this. How we have different combinations of little
Yeah.
things. I'm not sure, but okay. It is utterly beyond my ability to explain the manner in which these living beings encompass the manipulation and regulation of the master circuits of universe energy.
Yeah.
Can't explain it. I don't know. Can't tell you. You don't get. I can't. You don't have the equipment to get
Understand and comprehend.
They do that all the time. The people who write this book, they go like, "Well, I can't really go into it because you can't. You just aren't going to get it." So, and that makes me feel just like.
But I want to know.
I know.
I need to know and understand.
Yeah, but we'll grow in our ability to understand things, and it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did I go to? Yeah. Okay. To undertake to inform you further concerning the size and function of these gigantic and almost perfectly efficient power centers. Okay, so they're gigantic. They're really big. I think the control, would only add to your confusion and consternation.
Well, it already is.
I know. They are both living and personal, but they are beyond your comprehension. So they're really big, but I think they handle stuff. They're units. They are composed of 1,000,000 units in their bodies. Because here they're comparing that to our physical bodies. So, but they have units of their body, but they move around like it's like if I wanted to put like these 1,000,000 units of my body. If I wanted to put the cells in my toe up to my heart, or in my brain, or my brain into my toe, I can do that. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
I got a visual of that.
Okay. Yeah.
I would want to do
I could put my boogers in my.
I had their body boogers.
My boogers in my ear, armpit, or something. Yeah. Well, I could actually do that if I
Sticky armpits.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yuck.
Sorry. Okay.
Happy thoughts. Go to a happy place.
Okay. Outside of Havona, the supreme power centers function only on specially constructed architectural spheres or on otherwise suitably constituted space bodies. The architectural worlds are so constructed that the living power centers can act as selective switches to directionize, modify, and concentrate the energies of space as they pour over these spheres. Okay, so that's the architectural worlds, because we don't live in an architectural world. It's like a natural evolving world. So there's worlds that God and the celestial beings will just make. They'll just make a world outside of regular creation procedure. And a lot of times these places are like hollow. They're like shells. And they're like hollow. Yeah. So and they can live and do stuff on these architectural spheres, and they concentrate the energies of space as they pour over these spheres. They could not so function on an ordinary evolutionary sun or planet. Okay, so whatever they're doing it on architectural spheres. Certain groups are also concerned in the heating and other material necessities of these special headquarters worlds.
Wow.
And though it is beyond the scope of Urantia knowledge, I may state that these orders of living power personalities have much to do with the distribution of the light that shines without heat. Okay,
Wow.
now how is that? Okay, how is there light without heat?
They regulate and control it, or
But
they
there's
remove
some
it.
they do something. There's light that shines without heat. They do not produce this phenomenon, but they are concerned with its dissemination and directionization. You know what? The only thing I'm thinking of when I think of light without heat, because any kind of light that's produced biologically has energy component to it, so it has heat. But the only thing I can think of that might be light without heat is like your aura. Is like your aura or the aura things.
I don't know, because
What do you think?
Do
you know any other kind of light without heat?
I don't know, because when I get activated, I feel the heat in my body from my auras and energy.
Okay, you feel,
and I
but
can
the
feel
heat,
it physically inside, around me, and in my hands.
But it's a different kind of energy than heat or something, or that light. So there can be light
It
that
still feels like heat, though. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I guess I don't know then.
Yeah,
where would light be without heat then?
Well, and the thing is that they don't disseminate, so they don't take it apart, and they don't directionalize
but
it.
They are concerned with its dissemination.
They are, but they don't do that.
They don't produce the light without heat,
so
but they can guide it into different ways and put, you know what I mean?
So I'm thinking they have to remove the heat element of it somehow.
Maybe
or it's removed in the process.
Lots of possibilities in there. Okay, you go.
The power centers and their subordinate controllers are assigned to the working of all the physical energies of organized space. They work with the 3 basic currents of 10 energies each. That is the energy charge of organized space, and organized space is their domain. The universe power directors have nothing whatever to do with those tremendous actions of force which are now taking place outside of the present boundaries of the 7 super universes.
Okay, so that is what they call the master universe, and that is the boundary, because the Havona plus the 7 universes is called the grand universes, the 7 super universes.
Yeah,
but there is the outer space levels that's out there, and there's stuff going on out there, but it's like random, it's like unorganized, like there's stuff going on out there though. But it's like, I don't know if it's like beyond the reach of, like beyond what God is like
able to do, or just
I mean, I don't think it's beyond what God is able to do, because I think God can do anything that there, but I think it's beyond the realm of where God is commonly doing stuff.
Or could it be like that one part where we were talking where God isn't aware yet,
something
of
like
that part?
Yeah.
And that God can utilize that aspect.
I think because they have an awareness of that in this. I think that God is aware of it, because here they have an awareness in here.
Yeah.
So we have an awareness. God has awareness of it. But it's like stuff
awareness
that's out
of
there.
How to regulate it, maybe, though.
Well, or it's just like, okay, that's going on here. I'm busy with managing stuff here in the 7 super universes, and we'll get to that.
Kind of maybe, maybe just letting the chaos go to see what becomes of it.
Something for now.
Scary.
I think it's for now, but I think there is plans to go out there at some point. But I think we want to get what's inside of the 7 universes first, to a more perfected state, and that's maybe priority. And then there's conjecture that when we ascend and join the core of the finality, then we get to go out there in expeditions and go check out what's out there. Well, you don't have to. I don't think it's a free will thing.
I'm like kind of scared. Like, okay, I thought God was in control and taking care of everything, and that there's this one area that's just going.
Well, it's kind of like the dot of light here and the Big Bang here, whatever. Okay, so there's the ripple effect here. Like if you drop the pebble in the it ripples out, but there's always an edge to that ripple.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's moving outward, but it does so at a rate.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So don't worry about what's out there. I don't think it can come. It's not going to come in here.
I'm just worried about chaos left on its own. Because chaos is in people and left to its own.
But it's
Okay,
not left
see,
to
now
it.
my
It's
brain-
not. It's not left to its own,
Because
really.
you went there with that, and now I'm going there with this. But yeah, I'll bring it back in. Reel it
Okay.
back in. All good.
It's okay.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Random thought.
I think I think we have enough to worry about what's here in our backyard before we go to worry about what's out there.
And I'm the person that's
And
yeah, but what if?
yeah,
I'm that person.
and I don't think that's gonna come. This isn't like Thanatos or in this
Yeah.
in the right. No, it's not doing that. Okay, but there's a lot of stuff because the grand universe, just the super universe is so friggin' huge. When you this is big enough.
Yeah, it's not comprehensible for us.
Yeah, there's stuff, energy out there, but it's not. And there's been, I think, beings that have gone out there to explore things, but there's been like probes here there, but I don't think we're worrying about all that stuff yet. We got more stuff to worry about with things that with QAnon and things. I worry about QAnon. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know what QAnon
Are you kidding? Those are nutty
Okay.
people.
We'll talk about that later.
Talk about that later. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, because you were talking about the present boundaries of the seven
Yeah.
super universes and out beyond that.
Okay. The power centers and controllers exert perfect control over only 7 of the 10 forms of energy contained in each basic universe current.
Oh. See, there you go. See, there's 3 of them that they don't even have perfect control over. Now, it even said that, but I think that's something that they're shooting for, is to have more perfect control over stuff. But they need room to grow here and work on that. Okay?
Those forms, which are partly or wholly exempt from their control, must represent the unpredictable realms of energy manifestation dominated by the unqualified absolute.
Which is that quality of like randomness in there. So
I'm
there's
not liking that.
you
Okay.
You're safe, Amy.
I know. It's just okay.
Mhm.
If they exert an influence upon the primordial forces of this absolute, we are not cognizant of such oh my god, I can't talk. Such functions. Thank you. Though there is some slight evidence which would warrant the opinion that certain of the physical controllers are sometimes automatically reactive. Oh, that's good. Certain impulses of the universe absolute. I feel a little bit better knowing that.
Okay.
These living power mechanisms.
It's okay. Really.
These living power mechanisms are not consciously related to the master universe energy over control of the unqualified absolute. But we must surmise that their entire and almost perfect scheme of power direction is in some unknown manner subordinated to the supergravity presence. In any local energy situation, the centers and controllers exert near supremacy, but they are always conscious of the super energy presence and the unrecognizable performance of the unqualified absolute.
Well, there you have it.
Okay. And my brain is just like,
I know. It's like, what did I just read? I know.
Because I'm still up here and over here.
Okay. Sure. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Just down to dummies for me right now, because I'm here and here.
Okay, so these power mechanisms, these power centers, they're living beings. Okay, they're living power mechanisms. They're not consciously related to the master universe energy over control of the unqualified absolute. So they don't have any knowing
Right.
relationship or authority over the unqualified absolute.
So do I have
Which
to be
is this-
worried about the unqualified absolute now?
The absolute unqualified absolute and the deity absolute is what I relate to the forces of yin and yang.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So think of the unqualified absolute as unlimited potential.
Got it.
So it's this.
That isn't totally recognized yet.
It's not. Yeah.
Got it.
It's potential energy, and we don't know what it's going to do, what's in there. It's like the room behind the door. It could be something really wonderful. It could be something, really confusing. It could be something damaging, but our challenge is to explore that and bring in whatever is there and organize those potentials into something and to create actual creation.
Mm.
Okay.
And now that I've reread this, I get it, and I feel better.
Okay, you feel better. So the unqualified absolute isn't scary.
No.
Yeah, but it's it's not supposed to be scary, but it's true.
There's still organization,
Of course,
even in the unorganized and unqualified, but they're still qualifying. And then they work together with the unqualified absolute, like they're aware of the presence, even if they're not working in direct contact. There's always something else and they're aware. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel much better now.
Okay. Well, I hope you feel
because I was picturing this big black space hole, lots of little things.
No.
I went somewhere with that.
Well, and that can be
like a scary movie.
No.
Okay, we're good.
But that's Hollywood for you,
I
right?
know it.
Okay.
I got kids. We watch scary stuff all the time.
Or like what was the one I liked? The Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, that's a beautiful movie. Yeah.
And they got that one place that's over there, and it takes the little boy that's got that nasty stuff in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an energy. But when you see all of that potential destructiveness, it's an opportunity for growth, is what it really is. For Meg and her
Mm-hmm.
father and the little boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's opportunity, is what it is. So when you're ready for it, there's stuff out there. When you think you're the champion of the world and you can handle everything, and and you need some friggin' humility, right? Okay, so then you can go face something like that and see how much of a champion you are, and that's valuable too.
I like to call it an AFGO, another bleeping growth opportunity.
Okay. Take that, grow from it. So okay.
That was fun.
That was good. And that went 33 minutes. So we did that. That's kind of long, but that's okay. That was good. Okay, I enjoyed this, and I'm gonna let you guys go.
Fun as always.
School's
Bye, everybody.
Out. Thank you. Bye.